Thank you, Congresswoman Torres. We go now to Congressman Joe Wilson of South Carolina.
Thank you, Chairman Ed Royce, for holding a markup to consider House Resolution 92. I appreciate your extraordinary leadership and also the extraordinary work of Ranking Member Elliott Engel. It's encouraging, as was cited by Congresswoman Torres, to see the bipartisan partnership that each of you have on behalf of our country. When I introduced this resolution in early February, it was in response to North Korea's threat that they planned to test an intercontinental ballistic missile. This was especially disturbing because an ICBM has the capability of reaching the west coast of the United States. My concern over the threat of North Korea was underscored by a delegation visit with Ranking Member Elliott Engel to Pyongyang, a very rare visit to the DPRK. We actually witnessed a dictatorship obsessed with regime preservation as the citizens suffer starvation. And this is in contrast to South Korea, which has become one of the world's wealthiest nations and most successful. Since I've introduced the resolution, North Korea has appeared to successfully test an ICBM, launched a satellite into orbit, 4 simultaneous ballistic missiles, 3 of which landed in Japanese territorial waters, a failed missile launch, and a test of a ballistic missile engine. The regime also claims it's planning another nuclear test early next month. Even more startling and incredible, last week the regime in North Korea released a propaganda video depicting a missile striking a U.S. aircraft carrier and calling for the destruction of the American people. This rapid pace of North Korea's almost weekly aggression is alarming and concerning to the United States and the citizens of South Korea. After 8 years of strategic patience, which only emboldened the totalitarian dictatorship even more, I'm grateful that President Donald Trump is taking the regime and its threat seriously. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson recently visited our allies in Japan and South Korea, and the United States Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, has led the efforts to strengthen international sanctions against North Korea. The administration has also demonstrated peace through strength by backing up their commitments to our allies with action. We've begun deploying the THAAD missile defense system, recently resumed our annual military training exercises with South Korea, and deployed attack drones to protect our service members stationed in the region along with the people of South Korea. As we attempt to check the growing influence and missile capability of North Korea, Congress, too, has a vital role to play, continuing by passing House Resolution 92, forcefully condemning North Korea for sanctions on the regime and the individuals or businesses that sustain it. That is why I appreciate that Chairman Ed Royce and Congressman Judge Ted Poe have introduced complementary legislation that make it clear the United States must stand strong against North Korea and for the extraordinary people of South Korea. I am grateful that the committee is considering House Resolution 92 and urge the committee to successfully report out the resolution. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.